Hello, my name's Dr. Frances Knight, and I am the Programme Director for the British Psychological Society accredited Psychology in Education course run through the School of Education at the University of Bristol. I'm going to give you a bit more course specific detail on what you might expect if you came to study with us across the 3-year undergraduate course. Our undergraduate psychology and education degree, importantly, is accredited by the British Psychological Society, which means that the education that you can expect meets the standards set out by this chartering body. And it also means that when you leave us, you will be eligible for graduate basis for chartered membership to the BPS itself. Across the 3 years with us, we will provide you with a rich and stimulating education in psychology, as well as developing you into experts within the fields of your own interests, with lots of opportunity for further specialisation with the different optional units that are available to you. In the first year, the introductory year, we will introduce you to core concepts and ways of thinking within the field of psychology, and will further develop your research and debating skills. In this exciting year, many of your units are taken alongside the students within our parallel undergraduate degree, the BA in Education Studies, which provides you with lots of stimulating opportunities for learning. In years 2 and 3, you'll delve deeper into the core topics that are set out by the BPS, as well as specialising further into the fields that interest you particularly. And so I'll cover those 2 important years in more detail in the coming slides. Year 2 is an exciting year in psychology as it allows you to delve deeper into the specialised areas. It'll also help to begin to develop your independence in the key skills that you'll be leaving us with, especially those around research and statistical skills. The core units that you'll see on the next slide build on existing Year 1 knowledge in order to further develop your expertise. These specifically focus on applying your theoretical knowledge in order to critique psychology and how it relates to education, developing yourselves as independent researchers, and beginning to think about the particular areas within psychology that interest you. The skills that will be helping you to develop include your research method skills, including designing and conducting research, but also collecting data, and your academic writing skills in terms of your essays, your lab reports, and also beginning to study varied interventions. In Year 2, psychology and education students delve deeper into the core topics that set out by the British Psychological Society. We've got a range of fantastic staff who have specialist knowledge within these areas and are particularly enthusiastic about imparting that knowledge to you. So students have 4 core units, which are psychology, social psychology and individual difference, cognitive psychology in special education, developmental and educational psychology, and my particular favourite, biological psychology in developmental difference. Alongside these core psychology related units, there are a range of optional units which are available to the students in second year. So typically you would pick 2 of the following optional units, which might include language, literacies and identities, researching education in the city, education viewed from the global south, and curriculum design for learning. We also have a very popular placement unit called Education in Practice, which puts students in placements, education placements in a variety of different settings. So this might include primary schools, special educational needs schools, and we even have a couple of placements in the local prison education. In the School of Education, we've designed our courses so that our third year students are really tailoring their education to their own personal interests. So in Year 3, most of the units that you take will be optional units chosen by you. perhaps the most exciting part of the whole 3 years, but certainly year three, is opportunity to take ownership and independence in your studies with your final year dissertation unit, which I'll explain in more detail on the next slide. Our aim as staff in the third year is really to develop you into professional and mature psychologists so that you can leave us with a level of professionalism. So we'll be deepening your transferable skills, particularly your skills around critical thinking, your specialist knowledge, and your research skills. But we also put a lot of support and encouragement into developing yourselves in your professional areas so that when you leave us, you're ready to enter into the working world. So for psychology and education students, in year three, you have only one core unit, which makes up 40 credits, and that's your dissertation unit, in which you'll perform a unique and independent piece of empirical research. You'll be paired up with one of our members of staff to supervise you in this research project, and they'll be able to support you to develop your own unique piece of research according to your interests. You then have 80 credits worth of optional units to create. So that's a choice of 4 units for you. So in term 1, you have the choice of atypical development, the neuropsychology of psychological disorders, globalization and education, and for those of you who couldn't get enough of statistics, we have data skills and statistics in R. In term 2, you have exploring and understanding autism, which was previously named cognitive theories of autism, peace and conflict psychology, pedagogies for social justice, and digital cultures and participatory learning. So that's the BPS accredited Psychology and Education course run through the School of Education at the University of Bristol. We hope that the course sounds as interesting for you guys to study as it is for us to teach, and we hope to see you in September.